day. Here we are, week 218. Right, let's sort the fish out first. All good? Yeah, okay. Right, so this week made some purchases. This isn't a purchase actually, I'll do this first. I'm going to put this, which is an AI 16 HD. Hopefully it works. It does work, yes. It's been sitting in the basement I've got a 5-foot tank in my basement that I have made that I've never used, and I just filled it with the kit that I would have used if I set it up, and I've slowly scavenged most of it and sort of edited it on here. So I'm going to run that light under there in the crate, which has currently got a Red Sea LD50 on it, which is fine. I don't mind those lights. They're pretty simple. They're quite a tight cluster, as is that really. They're not a panel light, but yeah, they're good enough. But there wasn't enough light reaching the far side of the crate, so I've messed around with the angles and stuff, but it's still not getting a lot. And I thought, I've got that sitting there doing nothing, I will add that to the other side of the crate. The one advantage of those lights is they have very long cables, so I will be able to hopefully thread the plug for it. I've got in that far corner, going sort of halfway down tank level, is another 2 or 3 double sockets, so hopefully I can get it into that. Yeah, so that's something I'm going to do when I finished filming. I also bought these guys. So if you remember, I bought 2 of those when I set, not immediately, but after that was set up for a while. I added 2 pipefish because they're little pickers. They're quite easy to keep. So I thought they'd be low maintenance fish for the spawning tank. And I found, I think it was the female, crusty on the floor one day. I don't run a top on that tank. I've never actually heard of pipefish jumping out, so I was very surprised. So anyway, I didn't know for sure what sex the one that was left was, and so I went to AAC and I asked them to give me a pair. So I thought, if it's a male and 2 females, it's going to be good. If it's 2 males and a female, the 2 males are going to face off to each other, and I'm going to know which one, and I can remove one, leave the pair in the tank. That's exactly what happened. So I put the new pair in, and obviously there was 2 males in there, and they're quite vicious little sods for a tiny little fish. So they were chasing each other around the tank, and I thought, okay. And I have removed one of the males, who is now sitting down in the sump, and at some point I will take him back to AAC. So as you can see, the other 2 are very happily swimming around in the tank. And they seem to have settled in quite nicely. The crocodile pipefish, which I inherited from Drippy, also settled in. It's actually settled in better than I thought it would. They've got no chow, they're like prehensile, so they're not great at swimming. So in the current, he's not great, but he seems to be doing okay. He hasn't gone into the power heads at either end, so the current is more off the sand bed and across the corals. So yeah, like I say, he's been in there for a week now, is he? He's eating really well, which is another thing. So they kind of suck them. Yeah, because they're sort of mouths like a tube really. And he takes big mices and he's eating well, so hopefully he will be quite easy. Yes, that's that tank. So I've got the water change on that tank today. I've done the water change on this because, as you can see, the skimmer is overflowing and I am putting the fresh salt water in there. I bought my, I don't know how many I've done now. I bought another 2 boxes of Instant Ocean. I mean, I've got to be honest, I was expecting a lot more dirt to be seen in the mixing container and the holding container. So I mix it out there, I hold it in there, and so that's a 350, 400 litre-ish container. So I will drain that today and I'll refill it. It's very clean. Even now, after I don't know how many thousands of litres I've gone through Instant Ocean, but everyone told me it was, I'll tell you, I'm pretty convinced that it's not as dirty as the Red Sea Blue Bucket salt, because that stuff was pretty filthy. Still haven't got a brown coating. It is dirtier than the Tropic Marine, but it is nowhere near what the Blue Bucket, Red Sea Blue Bucket is. So all in all, for the money, it's absolute gem of a move. Also, it transpires that my local LFS looks like it's disappeared. So it stopped trading. The shop's been shut for a month or so. They were taking sales online. Now they stopped that as well. So I'm going to assume that it's shut. I mean, it could come back, I suppose. I don't know. But as it is at the moment, it is not available to me. It's a pain. I've got to be honest, it's a pain. I guess because the whole time I've had a tank in this house, I've had an LFS within 10-minute walking distance. I used to probably go there weekly and just buy bits and bobs that you don't even realise. And now it's not there. I mean, the main thing which I need to source from somewhere else now is the first bite pods, which is the Kopi pods in a little pouch. So I did also buy this week these. So these are the Nyos gold pods, which are bigger than the normal sort of pods you get. The amphibs in there seem to like them. The pipefish in there don't seem to like them. I've had a very mixed reception with feeding gold pods. Some fish seem to really like them. Others, like a lot of my wrasse, they won't eat, like the tripless wrasse in there, they won't touch them. Just like, nope. So, and I really like the little pouches. So I need to find a shop that sells them. So that will be my quest for the next month or so, to try and find a shop. I've got a few localish. I mean, everything's going to be a drive now, but I've got one that's probably just literally a 10-minute drive up the road. They do mainly freshwater stuff, but they have got a marine section. Haven't been in there for probably over a year. I mean, I might go in there and they haven't got a marine section anymore, but I will take a look, because they did do frozen foods. They did do live food actually, so worth a look. What else did I buy? So I bought the gold pods and bought the fish. I bought a new peristaltic piece of tubing, whatever you call that, for my Versa pump, because it does my calc. So it does a continuous duty. So it's on 24/7, dosing 29 litres a day into the tank. And I think it was well overdue a replacement. So nice and simple to do, which is what I like. Not too expensive to buy. Not like the Apex where you're dumping so much plastic, which just seems a criminal waste to me. So you just get the tubing and the two little connectors, which is perfect. I have no idea why Apex don't do that. What else did I buy? Oh yeah, and I also replaced the tubing on my Kamoer. So I normally make these, but I was feeling super lazy. So I bought a pack of 5 and I fitted one. So I mean, that'll last me for I don't know how long they last, but I don't change them very often, to be honest. So I'll probably get a couple of years out of it. And that is on the Kamoer, which is dosing calcium, and it doses at like 0.1 mil per minute. I think it works out like 144 mil a day. It seems to be holding the calcium pretty stable. All the lights are still working. I haven't had any randoms on and off, so hopefully we'll get a good run out of that. Trident still absolutely screwed. I should box it up and send it off to Exodus, really, can see whether they can just fix it or what. Because it's just giving me absolute rubbish. Well, it doesn't give me anything. The calc and the mag doesn't give me bugger all. And the ALK, which used to be good, it suddenly one day it just jumped to, my ALK normally sits between 8 and 9, might go 7.5 sometimes. And all of a sudden it just went, it's 13 today. So, okay. Now I think today it says it's 12, and I will test it, and it will probably be between 8.5 and 9. So it's just giving me rubbish readings. I think that's about it. I'm going to get rid of my tang. So my yellow tang, which is this guy here, that one. So that's the one that the convict tang really hates, and he lives his life in the corner of the tank. These two don't like him either. So other than when that food goes in, as soon as that food goes down, they will drive him back down into that tank, into that end of the tank. And I mean, he's living in, he's living his life and whatever, but it's just annoying. That convict tang is such a colossal dick. And I thought maybe over months he would get bored, but I've got to give him his due. He's been a very, very consistent. Yeah, look, see, they're just chasing him down. So that's the yellows chasing him down, and then when he's in there, the convict just keeps him in the corner. So I'm just fed up with watching it, really. The only reason I'm getting rid of the yellow tang and not the convict is because, as I said before, I put that convict tang in there. I knew he was a dick. He's my oldest fish, and I just feel responsibility, really. I don't want to give it to someone else because I know he's a dick, and the chances are he's going to be a dick in someone else's tank. So in my previous tank, he was in my Red Sea 750. He was a complete dick in there to the yellow tang, and he was also a complete dick to the copper band. So fortunately, I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it? At the moment, he puts all of his vengeance into that poor yellow tang in the corner. Doesn't really look at any of the other fish. If I remove the yellow tang, there is always a chance that he's just going to turn into a dickhead with one of the other fish. So I will see. I guess if he turns into a twat with one of the other fish, he will go down on his own in that crate under there, which is a couple of 100 litres. I mean, they're not a particularly big fish, so he'd probably do fine in there, but yeah, it's just annoying. I just can't believe there's a 13-foot tank and he won't let the fish come out, more than like 18 inches from the end of it. And he just constantly, when he's doing it now, he's just a dick too. I've had enough of it, really. So I'm giving that yellow tang to Drippy. So fair swap, I'll get a crocodile pipefish and Drippy will get a yellow tang. Yeah, it just needs some peace, really, from that striped twat. Yeah, I think that's it. I made up some solutions this week. Nothing exciting. Calcium, magnesium and sodium carbonate. Made all those up. And yeah, that's it. That is it, guys. There ain't really a lot going on at the moment. I can't think. Oh, I lost one of my little frags that I got from Jason off of eBay. Calls R Us or whatever it's called. I mean, I showed you at the time, it was a tiddy frag. I put a picture of it in the palm of my hand and I stuck it on the rock up there. I tried to nestle it in as best I could. A couple of days ago, I noticed it wasn't there. So I don't know if one of the urchins has knocked it off, one of the snails, but that's the trouble when they're that tiny, unless they base out super quick, they quite often just get ripped off. So I've got no idea what that is. So yeah, I think that's it. So I will leave it at that. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.